Breaking news. Joe Biden's worst mistake. He boosted the power of Russia and Iran. America suffers from Biden's energy policies while Putin benefits. American interests have been damaged by Joe Biden's energy policies, while those of America's enemies, such as Vladimir Putin of Russia and Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of Iran, have benefited financially. Since the Russian economy is so heavily dependent on oil and gas exports, it has been compared to a gas station with an army. National security has been severely compromised by President Joe Biden's reckless energy policies, which have included a relentless war on U.S. oil. The New York Post's editorial board cited a recent report from the U.S. Energy Information Administration that found the country's emergency oil supply in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to be 351 million barrels, or about half of its capacity. His team recently boasted that in the next 5 years, there will be a grand total of 3 potential oil and gas lease sales on federal territory. The Post editorial board continued, their program phases down oil and gas leasing in the Gulf of Mexico, a Biden press release boasts, including 0 oil and gas lease sales in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Alaskan waters. Great. Don't let the environmental extremists ruin our country's safety. According to the Committee to Unleash Prosperity, U.S. oil production has already fallen by as much as 3 million barrels per day, or nearly 20%, from its Trump-era trajectory. Despite Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Russia benefits from Biden's policies. As oil prices fell in 2020, Russia's economy suffered. After U.S. oil and gas production rose under Trump, prompting the Saudis to raise output to compete, Biden signaled to the world that he intended to reduce production. Since Joe Biden was elected in 2020 November, oil prices have risen steadily. Crude oil prices on 2020 Election Day were $35.70 per gallon, or $88.50 as of the previous Saturday. Shortly after the election, the commodities publication Seeking Alpha predicted that the effort to limit oil shale extraction that Biden had planned would cause prices to rise. For the oil market, U.S. shale will be severely hampered in the near future. Seeking Alpha praised the subscriber-created visualization, noting that it points out some of the things Biden will do right away as president. It is stated that, under the Biden scenario, U.S. oil production pretty much never recovers back to its previous high. Indeed, that was the case. Russia's oil revenues increased by 60% in 2021, bringing a 30% increase to the Russian treasury on the eve of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Biden's initial rejection of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman burned any bridges that could have been used later. Oil prices were lowered by Saudi Arabia and the Reagan administration, contributing to the collapse of the Soviet economy. In spite of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, oil prices have remained high thanks to Saudi Arabia's alliance with Moscow. Oil prices have been artificially inflated by a joint Saudi-Russian effort. Joe Biden's policy toward Ukraine has been harmed by the current oil price, which has benefited Russia.